I love math. Do you? Well, if you do, you should live by the math commandment that states, "Thou shalt do unto one side of the equation what thou doest to the other."
Hey stats students, this famous guy says we are all concerned about the future of American education, but as I tell my students, you do not enter the future, you create the future. The future is created through hard work, says Jaime Escalante. This is our grid view, and now it's time for our world famous
time for game plans.
Alright, week number 15, November 15th to November 19th, 2021. This is the last lesson of the semester. 2.8, fitting models to curved graphs now. Before it was linear regression, now we're going to look at exponential and quadratic. Students will be able to use technology to calculate quadratic and exponential models for curved relationships. Then calculate and interpret residuals using the model on lessons in your homeworks. School news. Take advantage of that virtual tutoring. Campus wear. Be in your seats when the bell rings when you come into class, and also before at the end of class. Big announcement. This is the old grade breakdown, and I've decided to do no final exam. The reason why is you have a project, and I didn't want to give you guys a project and a final exam all in the last 2 weeks of school. It's a lot of pressure, especially if you're doing some late work. So I took the 10% and I added it to Khan Academy and your assignments. So again, no final exam. It was a cumulative final. Now it's just going to be more weight on your assignments and more weight on your Khan Academy. Everything is still there. Alright, we need a sense of urgency here. Monday, today is 66th day of the semester. 78.6% is finished. We have about 1/5 or 21% undone. Done. We're here in the last week before Thanksgiving. Come back from Thanksgiving break, and you only have 3 short, fast weeks. 1, 2, 3, and those are minimum days. For the school year, about 1/3 is finished, and we still have about 2/3 left. Let's take a look at the room 902 news for all students. eCadence is the way to get and turn in your work. It is the unofficial grade. Aries is the official grade. Remember, just because you turn in an assignment doesn't mean I grade it. If it's on time, I will grade it, of course. But if it's late and turns into the red light, then I won't grade it until you turn it through late work. Participation is 10% of your grade. Need help? Schedule office hours or just ask me. Choose a career based on math that makes dollars and cents. Guys, when I'm talking about math, I'm not even talking about like a major in math. I'm talking about like dollars. Like how much is a good return of investment? You spent 4 years at some kind of university with lots of money. You want to make sure that in 10, 20, 30 years it'll pay off. Detentions, any names gathered this week, I'm going to erase those on Friday, and they will be doubled and erased. So get your name off the board. Do not put it on the board. I got our clubs today. If you need technology or Chromebook, scan that QR code, and 4th period, if you still haven't signed that master agreement, the blank agreement is right there. Alright, for traditional students, 14.5, that's assessments, so week 14.5s are always assessments. You have quiz number 4, it opened up last Tuesday, it is due by tomorrow, November 16th by 10:30 a.m. Thrively is due when you guys come back after Thanksgiving break, and so it's Khan Academy, now it's 15%. We're inching towards it. We got 459 subscribers, we need 500 to drop another lowest quiz score for Aries, and of course you meet the 60% attendance. I'm willing to give you guys another drop lowest quiz. This Chromebook cart looks nice. Keep it that way, guys. Alright, this is our essential question. Now, if the residuals show us that we shouldn't use a linear, then we have other methods called quadratic and exponential. This week you're finishing up homework 2.7. Lesson 2.8 and homework 2.8. Tuesday, 14.5, quiz number 4 closes. Thursday, I'm going to give you guys a work day. And I have this chapter 2 test review. I'm going to make copies and pass out last year's Chapter 2 test, and we're going to review that. It's a review in groups. So let me show you what this looks like. Alright, you have a menu of choices here. It tells you to complete a minimum of 1 option. Complete up to 2 extra ones for extra credit. So you can get basically a total of 3. You only need 1 for 300 points, and then the other 2 will be 300 each. So you can get a total of 900 points out of 300, which would be extra credit. So here are 4 options. Remember, don't want to make the same mistake. You want to get flagged for the same thing, so make sure you've watched this, I call it pregame show, which is you know how to do quiz corrections. And here's a destination, which is just a spreadsheet of all my old quizzes and tests. So option number 1, complete last year's Chapter 2 test. I'll show you guys, we're going to take some time after the break to do that, but and complete quiz, complete it, and then do corrections to it. Option number 2 is once quiz number 4 closes, then go to Edge Elastic and then watch and complete quiz corrections. If you got it perfect, you can't do it. Option number 3, this is the one we're going to do in class, Chapter 2 test review worksheet. We'll do in groups, and then you apply corrections to those. And then option number 4, I have a regression worksheet. So if you need extra practice just on linear regression, you can watch that one. Alright, so after Thanksgiving break, we'll do last year's testing groups for traditional students on Monday. Tuesday is a huge day in this class. For traditional students, you have a packet 16.4. You also need to have Thrively. You can click on there for the due dates and times you need, and also Khan Academy. For Google certificates, your Course 2 Module 2 is due, and then for traditional students, we're going to be working on a project starting on Wednesday after Thanksgiving break, and we're into December. Red light, yellow light, green light. We had kind of some time off, and what did I do with my time? I graded your stuff. So everything in red is now considered late. Something that's pretty obvious is that the take-home reflection for students, this was for both traditional and Google certificate students. So if you want to now turn it in, you go through late work. Traditional students, this is the packet I was talking about that's going to be due on, this one is already past due, and the next one, I don't have it on here, but that would be 16.4. Okay, for Google certificate students, again, like I said, everything here in red now, I've already updated that. Some students, quite interesting, they completed Course 1 but didn't turn in their learning log, so if you want to do that now, you're going to have to go through a late assignment. Also, some Google certificate students didn't recognize you have to do a take-home reflection. Okay, so how do I number things? They're called course or module numbers. If you can label your logs with something like this, so for example, if you're doing a log and it's week number or course 1 and then it's week number 5, use 1.5. And if it's if you're in the 8th course, which is pretty near the end, and you're in week 2, that'll be 8.2. I want to show you guys some great examples. Here's 3 examples. Shout out to Shadera in period 3. She titled her learning logs what says week number 1, which was great. At least I knew that was week number 1. In the future, though, all students should write that numbering system on the top of each of your Google documents. Second excellent example, shout out to Jackie in period 4. Her answers, she was highlighting her answers, so I can tell the difference between the question and then the answer. And then shout out also to period 4 Melissa. She just took her answer and she boldened it. Why is that important? So it just easily differentiates what I know the question is and the answer. That helps me as the grader, super helpful. That's all I have for you guys today. This guy says that your future is built all upon your hard work. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, I love doing mine. You love doing mine. We love doing mine. Let's all do mine. 'Cause we love doing mine.